we kind of talked a little bit about how e-commerce boomed, and we're starting to think about the future. How is the size of the market, especially in the US? Is there a possibility of change, or is this going to kind of stay as is for kind of the foreseeable future?
I think it's tough to predict. Everything's tough to predict right now with COVID. But one of the big contributors to the increase in volumes in the marketplace was just think about retail stores, right? So obviously mall foot traffic was down anyway, and now you've got stores that are closing. But now some of these other stores have now become little fulfillment shops, right? So now they're fulfilling e-commerce orders out of a store, whether it's in a mall or a strip mall. So you're seeing volumes continue to go up. So that omni-channel has been a buzzword for years now, but now you're really seeing, and it may have just taken this outside influence to just shove it into reality. So I don't think that volumes are going to ever go back down to pre-COVID levels. I don't know if they're going to stay this elevated, but if you think about it right now, the anticipated packages per day for November to December right now is going to be estimated, the capacity is at 79.1 million packages per day needed from November to the end of December, right? So that's your true peak. The estimates on what is actually going to come to fruition is about 86.3 million packages per day, which means that there's 7 million packages per day that's short in the small package network. So last year, just to give it some scope and scale, that spread was 2 million. So we were about 2 million packages per day short in terms of capacity. So now that's more than tripled year on year. I don't know if that's going to be the absolute way going forward, but that's the reality that we're all looking at. And I was just giving the advice to my family, and I just said, listen, all of us are going to be buying online for Christmas. Do it now. And I wasn't kidding. Get it out of the way now, because if you wait until November, you may see some serious issues on getting product delivered in time for Christmas. So just start it early.
Yeah, good advice. The other part of that is, sometimes things happen that are accelerants to things that were inevitably going to happen. And everybody's been talking about e-commerce, and it's been slowly creeping up. And then this year is just going to be booming with e-commerce. And so more people start using it than they have in the past, or they're using it more frequently than they have in the past. And they get a better baseline of what to expect, what the service is, how quickly does it come, what's the cost difference, and things like that. So this could be an accelerant to e-commerce, more people getting more engaged with it, just happening sooner. It's kind of like, I happen to think, this is my personal opinion, that I think some things will happen in truckload business that will bring on electric trucks faster than they would normally occur. And there's all kinds of problems and challenges in truckload business with capacity. Anyway, drivers are getting older. It's hard to get people to drive trucks long distance and all that sort of stuff. And this year, there was a confluence of 3 or 4 things that happened at the same time on the West Coast, like all those orders from China coming over into the port, produce season hitting at the same time, manufacturing revving up. California is such a big state; it's almost like a country in itself. All hitting at the same time, and driving rates up 3, 4, 5 times what their normal rate is. And people start looking for alternatives at that time, and I think one of those alternatives will be electric truck. So it's an accelerant.